This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're going to take a look at the Masterverse, Masters of the Universe, New Eternia, Fisto action figure. I believe this was part of the last wave of Masterverse figures to come out. On the front of the box, we see him fighting some creatures. I'm pretty sure those things showed up in the He-Man and Masters of the Universe animated series back in the day. And it looks like there's actually two different types. If we go on the side here, we actually see He-Man fighting with him, as it does finish or complete a image on the front, On the other side, we see Fisto and a headshot of Fisto with a different head. And finally, on the back, we see Fisto in all of his glory as a product. We see the alternate heads, his sword, which is a bit different than what his previous swords have been. And he comes with a warhammer, kind of going along with this idea that he's a giant dwarf. Fisto, the heroic master of hand-to-hand combats. After his hand was severed by Skeletor, Malcolm bonded with the mystic Iron Fist. Now Fisto tracks the nefarious sorcerer across New Eternia in search of revenge. Well, let's go ahead and open this sucker up. Maybe. On the side, we see all the stuff he comes with. His battle hammer does come with separating parts. 2 heads, an extra hand, not for the left side, and his sword, which... I mean, this guy definitely kind of looks like he would be, if he was in the Lord of the Rings, he would definitely be one of the Dwarven warriors. His entire arm here is metal, not just his wrist and fist like previous versions of him. He's got a high ponytail and he's got his little like face shield. Not sure what good that's really going to do in a battle though, other than to slip down and get in your way. Here we have his battle hammer. Parts do pop off as expected. Oh. That does look like that would hurt. We've got his more traditional looking head sculpt here. And again, I mean, he definitely is an older fighter at this point. Longer beard, some gray in there. They probably should have added some gray to his temples too. Although maybe that's what that mask is covering up. But let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation here. The head does not want to move a whole lot. I think the beard and the ponytail really kind of interfere with it, with his harness there. We can get a little bit of the chicken neck thing going on, however. We can spin the head a little bit right to left. Again, we are definitely hindered by the armor. Yeah, so that's not a whole lot you can do with his head. That's about it right there. Maybe a little up and down action. Arm-wise, we can lift both arms to go all the way up, down, spin around, down, spin around. So they are designed the same in that regard. Bicep cut in both. Now I would like to point out that there is a lot of detail going on in his mechanical arm here, which is pretty nice. And of course, we do not even get a full 90 degrees out of this. Definite interference there. Oh yeah, there is no double joint in this side either, which is probably part of the problem. The other arm, however, does have the standard double jointing that we've had on most Masterverse figures, except for the recent females. And just to point out, his armband here is a separate piece. He's got a fist there and a gripping hand here. Let's just go ahead and swap that out because otherwise he's not going to be able to hold his weapons. The fist itself can spin, however, on there and pops off. And if they'd given us a fist on this side, we could swap that out and that would look funny. But as mentioned before, let's just go ahead and just because why not? Whack. I don't know about you guys, but I probably would not be putting either one of these actually on his arm. So we got that there. The waist swivels. We do have a boob cut. It looks like he is using a standard He-Man torso. I was starting to think you had a furry torso, like Stratos or Beastman. But nope, looks like it's just a hairless He-Man torso. We do have splits in the skirt, so we have as full range of motion as we can get with these guys. He does have drop-down hips. He can kick forward that far. And he can kick back that far. Almost giving us the splits. We do have the thigh cut, which is nice. A double joint at the knee. A spin, of course, at the boot. A hinge and a spin at the foot. Now we will note that there is a little slot in the back of his harness to put his sword. And that is an extremely tight fit. It's kind of too bad they didn't design him to be able to hold both weapons back here, like something like this maybe. But here we have him holding his Warhammer. So I would call this the new Eternian version with the Warhammer. Now, we pop that head off. We switch it with his younger head. Vintage style head. Possibly we replace it. I cannot get that to go into place very well. And we can stick his sword in his hand there. Jeez. Yeah, I cannot get that head to go on there very well at all. It's still not actually on there fully. Either it's going to need to be heated up if I want to switch out the heads or not. But I'm going to say this. Like, the heads are the same size, but it looks so tiny there compared to the rest of them now. The one thing that Fisto's always been missing, though, in my opinion, is an open hand for this. And this version, you know, because of its Masterverse and we can pull this stuff out, they really should have just gone ahead and given us multiple fists. Because it would have been nice to have had one that could actually hold the weapon too, you know? I would have liked that better than switching out the weapons on there. Because if we consider this the idea that this may be a stronger arm than this one because it's mechanical and magical, then imagine the power that would be behind using this arm to use this weapon. That head does go on much better. But I do think for display purposes, we will be sticking with the new Eternia look on this guy. It's been a while since I've picked up multiple versions of characters like this to display in both ways because I'm running out of room. Overall, I think he's actually a pretty cool looking figure. I like the fully mechanical arm there. I think that looks pretty glorious. It would have been nice if they could have given us a double joint there, but, you know, sometimes I feel like that sort of thing is becoming too much to ask, especially with them having removed articulation from the female characters. Because if you remember, The Evil Lynn I reviewed not too long ago was part of this wave, and they only gave her a single joint in the elbows, where previously they did have double joints on the female figures. So that was a huge disappointment. And I believe in the next wave we are supposed to have Attila, which from the images that I've seen, I am not too impressed with. And that's supposed to be the vintage-inspired wave. But overall, let me know what you guys think in the comments below on this figure. I think he looks pretty badass, to be honest. He may be one of the better looking Fisto figures. But again, I don't know what you guys think, but you can tell me.
Yes, please tell me below and comment because I'm lonely and I need the attention and the conversation.
And if you enjoyed this review, please feel free to, I guess we'll go with smash that like button like other people do. And if you enjoyed this nonsense, please feel free to subscribe. I thank you for watching. Peace and love.